going to be on the PLDA YouTube channel. Yeah, so if you go to YouTube, you can do a search for PLDA, and it'll be on there. Yeah, I'm good. I don't know. Are we going live?
Trying to.
Trying to.
Need a computer monitor. I don't have to.
Do we need to see if they have an extra one? The golf game?
Current viewers, please.
I don't know. Let me. Was it his regional or his membership? Let me look.
And I think there was somebody yesterday that had not paid membership. I'll have to go through the list. I just checked Venmo after.
Zach. So here's what I have. So I have Zach, Schmuck, Gerald. That's that Matthew Euler guy. Kyle Gabbard. I don't have.
Gage McLean paid Wednesday. He paid. His mama signed him up.
Okay.
For everything. You might want to double check.
But I don't see.
I don't know. Can it wait till after he does this, or?
Well, no, because if he doesn't qualify, he's not going to want to pay. I mean.
But this is amateur, right? No, I mean,
Yeah.
can it
Oh,
wait?
yes, he
Can
can.
he wait till he
Yes.
does the amateur? Because I didn't want to mess with his mind.
Yeah, because I was thinking the same. I was thinking it was for the amateur.
Yeah.
Man, my eyes are.
Are you okay?
They're just like blurry and like sticky or something.
Need
I don't
some
know.
water?
No, I have some drops and I put the drops in, but it's funny because usually when it's like this, like it'll just those your keys? Keys to the kingdom, bro. Like all the. Oh, so you got every key to the kingdom on that thing.
So there's a few gym keys on here, but this one's to every vending machine that we own, which is pretty important.
Yeah.
A lot of cash involved there.
Yeah.
I don't even know what this one is. This looks like a pretty big backdoor key or something.
Yeah.
Somewhere. But what's up, cars? I need a headset.
What else are you doing?
Well, we're gonna do that, but we got it where he's gonna get the number and take it to Shane's. So you're free. Which is good because if there's issues and stuff like that, I can run to it and do stuff. Huh? Final pay. Why? Pictures. We can do that. I can't see the blue ball. Oh, he's running camera.
He wants pictures for social media.
Just pick it up. I may be back.
Are we live?
Yeah.
We are live here from the Golf and Games Family Center here in Memphis, Tennessee. We're about to start our amateur division. We've got Spencer McDaniel on the mic over there, taking control of the event. We're going to get started here with our first group of 4 hitters. This is going to be a round robin, this preliminary round, and each player will hit 4 times, and we will take their longest distance in those 4 rounds. Whichever distance is longest in all of those 24 balls that they hit, that will be their score in this round, and they will advance 4 players out of the 6 based on that. We're getting the grid cleared. Our grid workers are out there clearing any balls that are non-competition balls, making sure that it's easy to see these golf balls. If you can see on the telecast, the golf balls are orange, a fluorescent green, fluorescent blue, and pink, a bright pink. Up in the number 1 slot, we've got Zach Holton. In the number 2 slot, Adam Pope, Justin Rich, and I'm not sure that is that Kyle Gabbard or Andrew Gates? They're right. I'm not. Zach Holton starts his first ball right down the right side. Little low ball flight, but in play, which is critical, especially on your first ball of the competition. That's going to ease his nerves a little bit. So, as you can tell, he's pretty pumped right now. He's doing a little bit of the Berkshire step. Justin Rich has got his ball in play as well. We'll see about getting some yardages here on some of these for you in just a minute. You may remember this is the site of our national championship event last November with Kyle Berkshire defeating Justin James in the finals. Now, we saw those guys head-to-head numerous times last year at our PLDA events. It looks like Adam Pope may have one down the left line there, cutting back in. As I mentioned before, this is the amateur division, and all of these competitors are new to the sport typically, maybe a year or 2, or they're playing competitive golf sometimes. They want to make sure that they keep their amateur status, and so they'll compete in this amateur division. We typically try to have an amateur division in every event that we do now. So an event weekend typically is built out with local qualifying or stage 1 qualifying, formerly known as local qualifying. We're trying to get away from that terminology. And Justin Rich has got a good ball. down the center of the grid. And anyhow, these to compete in the World Championship, you don't have to be a professional. You can be an amateur as well. So a lot of these guys were here yesterday competing, trying to find their way to stage 2, and several of them did. So we'll have a regional event this afternoon at this same venue here at Golf and Games Family Park. And these competitors are rounding up their last drives on this set. So each set is comprised of 6 balls, and you have 2.5 minutes to hit those drives, and we take your longest drive in that 6-ball set, and that's your score in this first round. So we've got Cody Wheeler coming up, Kyle Gabbard coming to the tee. A couple of these, you'll see, it feels like a lot of these guys are getting taller. So Zach Holton, he's got to be about 6'5", and Kyle Gabbard is definitely a 6'5", maybe 6'6". So, but we see all types, body shapes. That's one thing that is a bit of a misnomer. You've got to be big and strong and tall, and that's not necessarily true. There's a lot of competitors out there that are very fast, know how to leverage the ground, know how to rotate, use their body in a rotational sport to get the club speed up. So it's not all club speed, though. That's the other thing. We try to help people realize that ball flight is important. So we've got some numbers coming in. Andrew Gates, 324. Let's see if I can get some of these numbers as they're entered in. Excuse me there, I had to sneeze, so. But I'm trying to get some numbers for you here as they're entered in. All right, Robbie Peterson here, our technical staff here, just showing me how to mute. So next time I sneeze, I can just mute. There's a high pollen advisory in Memphis today, and it's affecting me. So looks like the longest yardage in that last round was 324. I'm trying to get the yardages for the other players. I know we got folks at home that are listening in. And slot number 1 here to the left. The way the tee box is set up is slot number 1 is on the left side. So you see Cody Wheeler in the red, white, and blue shirt. We have Kyle Gabbard in slot 2. Zach Holton in 3, and Adam Pope in 4. Robbie, do we have the yardages for the last round? We'll have to see if we can get some pen and paper so I can write them down as we get them, because they'll make an announcement. And I was too slow to write them down, so. All right, we're tracking down some scores here for you. We got some players moving around. You'll notice that in this, we're hitting 4 players on the tee at a time, and sometimes players will hit back-to-back. Usually there'll be 1 or 2 players hitting back-to-back, and each player will hit 4 times in this first round. And like I said, the longest yardage of those 4 sets for each of the players will become their score in this first round. We'd like to thank some of our sponsors, Callaway Golf. They've been a great partner for us this year, last year, helping out the PLDA grow and develop the sport of long drive. T-Claw is also a sponsor. Yesterday we did some qualifying, stage 1 qualifying here at Golf and Games in the Top Tracer bays using the Top Tracer technology to track the balls and the scores. And it ran really, really well, very efficient. In fact, we had a little bit of extra time each round, each 1-hour session. And if you're not familiar with how to qualify or how stage 1 works, you can show up and sign up on the spot, or you can sign up pre-registration at our website, prolongdrivers.com. and find the event page and select the local qualifiers. Typically we do 4 1-hour sessions for stage 1 local qualifying at every event, first day of the event. And then day 2 we try to do the amateur division in stage 2, which used to be known as a regional event. I've got with me right here, sitting next to me, Brandon Flynn, our Desert Lawns champion. Should we try and get Brandon on the mic here? You want to do a little commentating with me, Brandon?
Yeah,
All right, your mic is hot, Brandon.
hello, Mr. Ryan Reesbeck. How are you doing today?
I'm great. First of all, how'd you sleep last night?
Oh man, after I pounded about 100 golf balls here, I slept great.
Yeah, I hit twice yesterday, and now my wrist is sore. So
Uh-oh.
yeah.
Are you gonna be okay for tomorrow?
I'm going to tough it out. So I typically don't get – I've really never been injured on my wrist. I've got a little tendonitis in my right elbow, but I used to get, knots in my neck and shoulders from overswinging, too many reps. But other than that, I haven't really had many injuries. So
Well, good on you, because I know I get my back hurting a lot because I'm old. I'm one of the old guys, so.
that is not even true.
Yeah.
If you're not over 40 in long drive, you can't say you're old.
Fair enough. So fill me in. What's been going on this morning? How's everybody been doing?
So we're actually struggling. I'm trying to get the update on my phone for the scoring, and we're having a hard time getting that. So I've got Bobby Peterson. He's running around trying to get some yardages, or at least get me access to the yardages, because I don't see that the spreadsheet is updating. So we're working on some yardages. The longest yardage I heard in that first set was 324. I heard 316. These are some of the guys that we were doing the local qualifying with yesterday. Cody Wheeler and Kyle Gabbard. Kyle Gabbard actually, he's got a pretty good swing.
He does.
And he's pretty fast. He's getting faster, I've noticed. Maybe he'll wear out throughout the day today. but Cody Wheeler, he was out in Mesquite as well. So here's Seamus. He's going to start giving us some scores. I'm going to ask him a couple of questions so you might have to talk for a minute, Brandon, on your own.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so we just got finished with a set here. I'm honestly not sure who just got done hitting. I heard Cody Wheeler, Kyle Gabbard. Those are the two that I just heard. And it's a little bit overcast out here today, so it's kind of tough to see these golf balls. So we have, looks like Andrew Gates, Adam Pope, Kyle Gabbard, and Justin Rich coming up to the tee now. But yeah, anyway, it's a little bit overcast here today, and trying to see these golf balls is a little bit tough. So I'll do my best to try and call what I see. Oh, that was a
We
close
might
one
have
there.
some yardages here, Brandon.
Oh, okay.
Seamus here is doing the work for us. So, all right, we'll see if we can. So just to do a quick review here. So that first group of hitters, we had Justin Rich at 324, Zach Holton at 304. Adam Pope did not have a ball in play, and Andrew Gates had a 316. So 324. But then we went to the second group, and Cody Wheeler was 310. Kyle Gabbard didn't put a ball in play, but Zach Holton put one in at 341. So he is leading the field right now with a 341 in first place. And then Justin Rich, 324. Andrew Gates, 316. And as I explained a little bit earlier, I'm going to set this here so we can see. You folks at home can't see this, but each player, like I said, there's 4 sets that they'll hit in, and we're going to take their best overall yardage in each of those 4 sets. And so at this point, we see Zach Holton in the lead at 341, Andrew Gates at 324, Cody Wheeler at 316, and Adam Pope's got a ball in at 310. So Kyle Gabbard needs to find the grid to get a yardage, get a ball in play, and get on the scoreboard. And Justin Rich is at 282. So,
all right, so we got.
And Zach Holton just hit a good one right inside the left line, cutting back a little bit. He's a big, strong boy.
I would say so.
Yeah. We'll see if we can't get some yardages back on some of these. I think what they're doing is they're entering them all at the end of the round. So once the round is over, we'll be able to update you at home what the yardages are. You have to check my grammar, Brandon. I'm struggling. I put this the headset on, and all of a sudden my brain goes haywire.
You know, honestly, whenever you talk, I just kind of don't listen, if I'm being honest.
My wife says the same thing. So
I'm just kidding, Ryan. I love you.
I'm trying to get in your head a little bit because we're going to be on the tee box sometime tomorrow.
Yes, we are.
And the open division, we're going to have a similar format to this, where each of the players will hit 3 times, and then the top 16 players will advance to a point format. Let me ask you this. We talked about after you won the Desert Launch, how you had just started getting into long drive a year or so ago, and you've come a long way, obviously going up against some of the top competitors in the world at that event last month and winning the event. How has your life changed? Are there supermodels following you around now, or what's happening?
Well, I consider my wife a supermodel, so yeah, she follows me around a little bit. No, I wouldn't say much has changed. Although it's great to get a win, there's still a lot of work that I need to put in because, you know, the guys that are at the top, they are just so fast, so consistent, and they're just superstars. And I'm consistent, but I still need to get a little bit more speed, I think, personally, to kind of keep up with them. So it's more about, you know, me continuing to put in the work to get better. So, all right, we got some numbers in. Is that from that next set there?
Yeah, so it looks like Justin Rich went 305, Andrew Gates 306, Cody Wheeler at 314, and Kyle Gabbard at 306. So Kyle Gabbard gets on the board, which is what he needed, but he is in 5th place. He's the odd man out right now. If we were to end it through these 2 sets, we would have Zach Holton at 341, Justin Rich at 324, Andrew Gates at 316, and Cody Wheeler would be in at 314. So now they've got hopefully a couple of rounds of hitting under their belt, and they should hopefully calm the nerves a little bit. Sometimes, though, when you're behind and you're not advancing to the next round, you try and do too much, and which can be a whole other set of problems.
Yeah. Yeah, when you're kind of behind the 8 ball and you're trying to make something happen, that's not the best position to be in, and you kind of just start swinging for the fences and kind of. I don't think there's much of a game plan. It's just swing hard. So
That 341 ball by Zach Holton is pretty solid, I would say, because we're going to do the Open Division tomorrow, and when it's in the morning like this here in Memphis, the ball just does not fly as well, and we'll see yardages that are 320s and 330s. The weather's been pretty good here so far this weekend. No rain. We do have geese landing right in front of the competitors about 150 yards out, so maybe that'll be a distraction. Or it might give them something to aim at. Who knows? I don't know. I'm the kind of guy that I never hit my target, so the safest thing is the thing I'm aiming at.
That's true.
But the ball doesn't fly here. I think the elevation is about maybe 300 feet or 500 feet, so it's actually not 339. Jay Malinichik informed me 339, former special operations. I think
good ball there.
Army, right?
I believe he was.
Were you Army or
Marines.
Marine? Marine Corps.
Don't ever make that mistake again.
Yeah,
there, Ryan.
sorry. I know there's some competitive juices that flow there between the different ranks of our wonderful military. Grateful for Jay and his service and all those. Who else did I talk to? Somebody else the other day, I think, was also a Marine.
Oh, there's a good one there.
Yep. Oh, Cody Wheeler's got one in play. That one's cutting back. That's Zach Holton there on the end.
Yeah, Zach Holton just hit a bomb there. That one was solid.
So he played college golf somewhere in Alabama yesterday. He was telling me. I can't remember, a smaller school. I didn't even play junior golf, so to me, if you played college golf, that's like akin to being in the Hall of Fame on PGA Tour.
He just put another one up. He's definitely got a solid swing. Ooh, that was a good one there, too.
Okay, and Kyle Gabbard. That's Kyle Gabbard in the first slot here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep, he just put up a good one.
This will be an interesting match. So that's, one thing about long drive is you're just one ball away, right, from
That's all it
advancing.
takes.
It just takes that one. Things can change pretty quickly. What's your thought on the step? We're seeing Zach Holton over here doing that step where he's lifting the right foot, left foot. Have you tried that method?
So not exactly. I definitely have fast feet. I pump them a lot. So I can't really time up the whole like doing actual steps up and down like that. I just kind of like tiptoe, patter my feet to shift my weight around. But I don't have that down, to be honest. It throws my sequencing off.
It does the same thing to me. In fact, the slower I take the club back and the more still my feet are, the better I swing, I feel like.
I agree. I agree. I mean, there's something to be said about taking it back really fast to get that extra speed. But, we also have to put it in the grid. So speed isn't always the number one factor here.
It's interesting you say that about taking it back quickly, because I have experimented with that. And I noticed the other day Martin Borgmeyer on his Instagram was showing that increase in the back, the back speed, the back swing also increases that X factor, and so that's one of the things that he's been working on to increase speed, which he is obviously one of the top 5 fastest guys, maybe the fastest guy in the world.
The fastest.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The last time he was here in the States, he put up about, I think, a 232 mile per hour
231, yep,
ball speed. I mean, it's super impressive. And he's advocating for that, or at least he is for himself. But everybody's got a different style, and that's one thing that when I talk to players, everybody leverages their body differently. They use it differently. They've been using it differently based on sports that they've played. We get a lot of competitors that are former baseball players or competitive golfers that just happen to hit the ball really long. You're a competitive golfer. I know that's your background. Like I said before, that's not my background. I came from baseball, and I was actually a pitcher. So, but I could hit. I don't want to brag or anything, but I did bat 1,000 in college.
Wow.
Yeah.
How many times did you go up to bat?
Well, just once.
Okay.
Just once, but it was a line drive between shortstop and third base. So.
Hey, that's an impressive record there.
And I did score. So. Yeah, there's not a lot of people that can say that.
That is pretty impressive.
You really don't seem that impressed. I mean, you're saying it, but
Like I said, whenever you kind of talk, I just don't really listen. So, all right. So please forgive me. You're going to have to inform me who we have on the tee box right now.
All right.
So it looks like
so Andrew Gates is in the 1 slot. Justin Rich is in the 2nd slot.
Okay.
And then we've got Kyle Gabbard
and Cody. Okay.
And Cody Wheeler. Now, Cody Wheeler, I know, is out of Texas. I'm not sure where Justin Rich is from. He just he was also in Mesquite. Let's see, and I think they're mixing up the hitting order on my spreadsheet.
Good one by Kyle there, cutting up the right side.
Yeah. Actually, what's happened is I've fallen asleep at the wheel. Give you some yardages here. This last set, you mentioned Zach Holton hit a really good ball, and he did. It was 347 yards.
Wow, that's a good one.
So, and then Kyle Gabbard was in at 323.
He just pumped one right down the left side, cutting back in.
So he is now in 3rd place. He's behind Justin Rich, who has one in at 324. And this is the last set of hitting in this first round. So after this group hits their last balls here, we should have some numbers on who's advancing through this first preliminary round. Right now we've got in 1st place, leading the way, Zach Holton at 347. Justin Rich, 324, and Kyle Gabbard at 323, and 316 is the mark. That's advancing. You've got to put it over 316 past Andrew Gates if you want to get through. So we'll hit the refresh button here on the World Wide Web and see if we can't get these scores updated. So this is the heartbreak moment for me. I hate this. The moment you know that you're out of the competition, it's so depressing.
But that's long drive, unfortunately.
It is. But that elation of getting through to the next round and still having life in the competition, it's also one of the best feelings in sport.
Oh, absolutely. So, Mr. Respect, how do you prep for a tournament when you know you have a tournament coming up? What is your preparation like?
So typically, I could lie to you here, but I'm not going to. I'm going to tell you the truth. I'm going to let all of the professional long drive world know. So I typically do not lift heavy weights about a week out, at least 5 days from the competition. So, for example, we're hitting Sunday. My last heavy workout would be Monday morning. I'm a morning gym rat. You couldn't tell from looking at me, but I do go to the gym. And then I would focus a lot on stretching and mobility. Now, I wouldn't not work out. I would definitely work out, and I would still swing. I actually like to swing every day. I probably wouldn't do a lot of hitting. Well, we got to get some yardages here.
Yeah, I think they just updated us
All right,
on
let me hit
who's moving
refresh.
through.
So we have all right. Zach Holton led the way with a 347. Andrew Gates came up with a 325 in that last set. And, Adam Pope came in at 341. So Adam Pope moves on. Andrew Gates moves on. And Cody Wheeler moves on with Zach Holt. So that means that Kyle Gabbard and Justin Rich will not be advancing. But this is interesting because, hold on here. They've got the.
Oh, it was mixed up.
Yes, I apologize. So I did not move the screen over. So actually leading the way was Zach Holt. That was correct. Kyle Gabbard had a 341, not Adam Pope. So Kyle Gabbard moves on. Cody Wheeler had a 325 and Justin Rich a 324. So Andrew Gates and Adam Pope, unfortunately, not moving on this round. Into the round 2. So now we have round 2. These players are all going to hit 2 different times.
So we have Zach Holton in slot number 1, pushes it out right for his first swing. Kyle Gabbard in slot 2, also outright. Yeah. Cody Wheeler slot 3, and Justin Rich in slot number 4.
It's pretty amazing. I don't know if any of those players hit a ball in play, but it seems like that happens quite a bit in long drive where players are, for whatever reason, Yep, Zach. Yeah, Zach just hit a low runner, and it actually is running, so which is good, but it didn't get maybe 50 feet off the ground.
Cody Wheeler just hit a big cut, hugging down the right side. It's going to struggle to stay in, I think. But yeah, I think the strategy for most guys is on the first shot is to get one in play, because that'll just free up your mindset to just swing away.
That's a big ball down
Yeah,
the right side.
yeah.
It's drawn back in.
By Zach Holton there.
Yeah, down the right line. So give you a heads up here, Brandon. We're working right now on a live scoring app, and how it's going to work is either the ball caller that's the person here sitting behind the player watching the ball.
Mm-hmm.
They relay the ball flight down to the grid workers. There's grid workers on either side of the grid, and they're watching for that color of golf ball. So like in this first slot here, we've got Zach Holton hitting an orange ball. So the two get, Kyle Gabbard just hit a good. He hit one like that yesterday in qualifying that was like 387.
Wow.
So
yeah, that was a good ball.
And it was high, had a good high trajectory, which works well here in Memphis. But so what we're going to have is a live scoring app where as the balls hit in play, they'll get entered into the live scoring app. And then once the round is over, that will get submitted and locked, and so it will update every round by round, and competitors will be, or not competitors, but family from home or fans, whomever, can follow the live scoring on the internet. So the technology is amazing, but we should have something here, probably not in time for Columbia, which is in 2 weeks. But we should have it when we go back to Mesquite in May, the end of May. If you've not registered for the Columbia event, we'll be at Partee in Columbia, South Carolina in 2 weeks, doing more local qualifying or Stage 1 qualifying, Stage 2 qualifying, an amateur, open division, and senior division event. So. Okay, so I'm adjusting our screen here, our monitor, which is also known as my iPhone 11. So, anyways, we'll get some yardages here. We'll refresh after the scorekeeper walks over to the scoring table. So, going back to preparation, so I do focus on stretching. I focus on hitting, but not hitting too much. And I try to build a little bit before the event. If I notice that my speeds are dropping, I'll take a day off. So rest and recovery is one of the most important parts of increasing that speed and building up. So, what is your routine? I try to drink a lot more. I try to drink more water and electrolytes, especially if it's hot. That's one thing here in Memphis. I've probably competed 7 or 8 times here in Memphis, and I think I had heat stroke twice. And
I believe it.
It takes you. I'm from the desert, so it takes the electrolytes right out of me, and it's hard to hit well.
So it sounds like somebody had a 345 in that last set.
That might have been.
Thinking of Zach Holton. We'll get an update here in a second.
They're punching it in. So we're going to hit. This is a set number 2. They've moved the players around a little bit. That's one of the things we try to do is make sure that the players aren't hitting in the same exact spots.
Zach Holton starts off with one down the right side. Got one in his first one in play.
All right, here's our updated numbers. Zach Holton, 335 leading the way. Kyle Gabbard's got a 323. Cody Wheeler is at 307. And Justin Rich did not put a ball in play. Justin Rich looks like he's struggling a little bit here.
Ooh, there was a good one by Kyle.
Maybe overswinging. I know when you're 15, 20 yards behind, the brain tells you maybe you need to swing harder.
Oh yeah, you kind of get into panic mode, and you don't have one in play, and you're trying to almost will it in there, and you kind of don't think about mechanic. Well, he gets one in play there. That was a good solid swing there, but yeah, it gets tough whenever you don't have one in play and you're kind of running out of time. Tell you what, Zach Holton has just been putting on a stripe show right now. I think he's 3 for 3 right now.
Yeah, It's looking like maybe we're going to have a Zach Holton, Kyle Gabbard finals.
That's what it's looking like right now. Yeah, Justin Rich is finding his groove. He's got a second one in play.
Yeah, he topped that first or second ball he hit, but those last two have been really good. A little low. You want to typically hit a higher ball flight here in Memphis. You don't get a lot of the roll. The soil out in the grid it's a softer top level of soil, so you typically want to hit a higher ball flight around 175 to 200 feet in the air. That's your apex for those taking notes at home. And each player down to.
Looks like Cody's got 2 left.
Two,
now 1. So everybody's down to their last ball with about 30 seconds left on the clock.
What do you think of the time element that adds? That's something that I think a lot of people don't realize that we're going up against.
So yeah, we have, for those who don't know, we have 2.5 minutes to hit 6 golf balls, which kind of sounds like, plenty of time. But what you don't realize is the preparation that it takes to, set up your golf ball, set up over the ball, how you want to hit the ball. And before you know it, when you're down to your last ball or two and you have about 35 seconds left on the clock, you're like, oh man, I really need to hurry it up. So it definitely adds another element, especially if somebody who's struggling, who wants to put it in play, that just adds that extra panic mode to it. So there's definitely a mental factor here that with a lot of different things that I don't think people realize. So
yeah, there really is a sense of when you don't have 2 or 3 balls, you've hit your 2 or 3 balls and you don't have any in play. There is kind of a sense that time is slipping away and you're running out of options. You're running out of bullets.
You are.
Right. That's not a good feeling. So.
No, not at all.
All right. The players have hit their last balls. We're getting the scores right now. And then we'll get the final 2 back up to the tee box to do a heads-up match play. I believe they're going to go, typically when we go match play, we go 3 balls, 1 player, 3 balls, the next player, then back to 3 balls, the first player. And the higher seed going into the finals typically gets to pick if they want the hammer spot. They want to know what the yardage is or if they want to lead the way. So I've heard lots of different opinions on this. Where do you fall on that? Where do you want it? You want to lead the way, don't you?
No, I actually don't. I like to have the hammer in my hand. I like to know what I have to beat. I think it's one of the worst feelings knowing that somebody has balls left to hit and there's nothing you can do about it. I like to have the control.
I feel exactly the same way.
Because that's how it was for me in Mesquite, and I was going up against Josh Koch, again, one of the fastest players in the world right now. And I had three balls to just sit around and watch, and that is not a good feeling, especially for your first win.
Yep. So it looks like they haven't updated that second round.
But it looks like it's going to be Zach Holton and Kyle Gabbard here in the finals.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get. Okay, they just updated it. It looks like Zach was able to add 2 yards to his score, and Kyle Gabbard came in at a 323. So definitely the 2 top guys in both rounds, the first and second round, through the 6 sets of hitting. Both of these are big, tall guys, strong guys, and they both look like they're pretty consistent putting balls in play. So
they definitely have been. They've been averaging at least 2 or 3 per set, which may not sound like a lot, but to be able to put at least 50% of your golf balls in play, that's pretty good.
Yeah, I think it's really good, actually.
It's very good.
And that's one of the things that this live scoring app that we're developing, it will have that. It will have the total number of balls in play, the total distance. We'll be able to put statistical, put stats out there for the competitors to see, what they're doing, what they need to work on, because I think that's one of the things we were focusing on as a player. Okay, this ball, Zach Colton hit a high draw down the right side.
Oh, that's perfect.
Is really good. That reminded me of the national championship event here. That's where Kyle Berkshire was hitting his balls when he won it last November here. And Zach seems to be in a pretty good groove.
Yep,
Yeah.
another one. That's pumped right down the middle.
Yeah. It's same high ball flight, not real spinny.
Ooh, Kyle just caught one. It's cutting down the right side. That's going to struggle to stay in, I think.
I think it might hit our grid workers. If we see any of them drop, we'll let you know. But you probably will hear the sirens as the ambulance comes. So we got a good crew here. Tom Uphold. They run a really fast and efficient event here in Memphis. In fact, last at the national championship, we were going through it so quickly that we didn't realize that we had advanced through a round. We went through, I think, the quarterfinals quicker than anticipated, and didn't get time to set up the camera in the finals like we wanted to. So yeah, Zach Holton is that one he just missed outright, but it's not missing by much.
No,
when he misses,
not at all.
So.
I mean, he's very close. Kyle.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, Kyle's
That's a
got
good
one in
ball,
play.
too.
That's a very good ball. That's down the right side.
Let's see, what are these guys hitting? It looks like Zach's hitting the Epic Flash
And
with the
we've got,
Patterson.
Kyle's got the crank.
Yeah, and I think that's the blue fly wire shaft that he's hitting. Okay, he tried to step on that when he came across a little bit, but he did hammer it. He did. Ooh. I think that one's.
I couldn't see that one.
It started down the middle, but I think it's cutting right. He didn't look at it too long. He seemed to just pick up his next ball. And
all right, they're both down to their last ball.
Both down to his last ball. Their last ball. Yeah, it's exciting stuff. Oh, Zach Holton, he is pumped.
Oh yeah, he is. He's ready to pump one here.
And he
does.
did.
He does
did.
Right down the left side.
That left side is firm too.
Ooh.
Oh, Kyle Gabbard. Wow.
We got a match here.
See, and Robbie's probably having to turn my mic down, but this is going to be interesting because sometimes it's just a matter of the hop, then the roll that it gets. Both these guys are really competitive. We'll see. I guess we'll just be able to hear it when they announce it in a second.
Yeah, that was a good match right there.
That was so. This is what the amateur division is all about. So both these guys. I talked to Zach Holton yesterday for a minute. He was asking me, hey, "Am I doing this right?" And I said, you know what? This amateur division is built for a guy like you, that doesn't quite know where he's at, but he wants to compete. It's a lower entry fee. He can do 3 of these amateur events for the same cost as a pro event. We'll have to maybe get him over here if he is the eventual winner. Okay, scoring, here we go. Oh, my goodness. Kyle Gabbard, 339 on his last ball. Beats Zach Holton, 337. We'll have to get some interviews with these guys. Zach, get over here. Is this on?
Looks like it's on.
Well, we can. This is just for the commentary. Do you want me to get it? Okay. Well, they're calling me down to the tee box. We're going to let Bobby do a quick interview. I'm going to head down there, and are we going to switch over?
Hello, hello. We won't be able to hear, but you're getting it. You're hearing me now. So okay. All right. So she can video.
So I have to suck in the whole time.
Are we too far from you?
You want us to come up? So we can come right
This is all new equipment, so I'm trying to figure it out. Use this microphone? Yeah. Okay. Maybe it only works in North Carolina.
down the hill, and I'll stand up.
Close to what?
You want us to get close?
You're the director. I can't see where it's looking.
Well, we don't know, so we appreciate the instructions. Go that way.
Why can't you just turn the camera?
I know, wouldn't it be easier?
All of us?
Well, your chin. We're waiting for you. Are we live? Don't swear at us, Robbie. Does the mic work? Okay. Ryan Reesbeck here, Bobby Peterson. I've got Zach Holton, Kyle Gabbard. We just finished up the amateur division, a very exciting finish. Zach, you had led the way in the first two rounds or flights, leading the way. How'd you feel going into that final match?
I felt confident. I posted a number out there that hadn't been touched yet, and I was just hoping to replicate that number, but, just a little short, and he put it on me. So,
yeah, you had a 341 earlier, 347, and a 341, I think. All right, and so this last set, you were at 337, and that last ball, did you feel confident with the 337?
no, I've seen him. He beat me yesterday in the qualifier on his last ball, so I knew, it's not over till it's over. So I put a good swing on the last one. Thought it was going to go further, but it is what it is, and he handled the pressure and put it past me when he needed to.
I know Brandon Flynn and I were doing the commentary there, but both of us, when you hit your last ball, it was awesome. In fact, I made a comment how you were like I said, he is pumped. You look at it, and he says, yeah, he's about ready to pump one out there, and you did. It was very impressive. And then I think 2 seconds after you hit your ball,
yeah, I got it out there a little bit farther.
I should have yelled because I think
it inspired me a little bit there. I was like, all right, we got to go here.
So 339, you end up beating him by 2 yards. I think that was your longest drive all morning.
Yes, sir. Yep.
So what did you do differently? What was the difference?
Just getting the pathing on the backswing, getting the timing going. A little stiff this morning with the first 3 rounds, so eventually getting the timing and squaring it up. So, yeah.
Well, it was fantastic. I know for the fans here watching, friends and family, they're going to see this and it's going to be enjoyable. So we're glad to have you guys out. This was our second amateur division event that we've done here on an event weekend. Talk to me about your path, I guess, of getting here.
Yeah, so I've just been practicing long drive for probably the last 9 months, and I started doing events in February with long drive, so just been practicing as much as I can and finally doing events now.
What do you enjoy about it? Because I'm assuming you wouldn't be working at it if you don't enjoy it.
I enjoy it very much, yeah. Just like that last ball, hitting a bomb and just getting it done. It's very fun.
Perfect. Zach, tell me, what it is you love about long drive.
I think it's just the raw power of the sport, just being able to really kind of put everything you got into it. And a lot of people can swing hard, but they got to control it as well. And so I think that's the cool part about it. Everybody can swing hard, but you got to know where it's going. And I've always played golf and been able to hit it far, so just thought it'd be something I could be pretty good at.
Awesome. Well, I'm going to turn the mic over real quick to Bobby Peterson. Yeah, because I want to ask Bobby what he was seeing out of you two. What did you notice about them and their swings, and then what they were doing with the golf ball today?
So he's obviously doing a step, a little dynamic motion going into his swing. And he's putting a lot of balls in the grid all day long, which was very impressive to see that. You know, because a lot of people do come out and they just waylay at the ball and don't put the balls in the grid. And it doesn't matter how fast you are, how long you hit if you can't hit the grid, right? And we experienced that yesterday because of qualifying. We're using top tracer, and it's 40-yard wide grid. So you got to have speed, distance, and accuracy to do that. And both of you guys are doing a tremendous job yesterday, so I'm real proud of you. And that was a hell of a match there at the end. So, you know, but, I hope both of you stick with long drive and keep giving it all, you know. And good luck in the future to you. And we'll see. I think both of you in the regional this afternoon.
Yes,
so,
sir, yep.
So hopefully you can get your ticket for the World Championship in September, $50,000 first place prize. Of course, y'all are amateurs.
Yeah.
So, may want to think about that. That's right. So, all right. Y'all want to say anything else? Pretty good.
I'm good.
All right. Cool.
Hi, Mom.
Thanks. Hi, Mom. Thanks for coming out.
Yeah.
Good job, guys. Congratulations again. Fantastic.